Shalom. Give all praise, Yahweh Shemir, Shabbat Shemir, Kakadash. Honors to the men of truth, elders, apostles, men of truth, who are in this truth of knowledge. So you'll be able to know this truth of knowledge and throw out Yahweh Shemir, Shabbat, put in the spirit. Elders, apostles, men of truth on down so we can know this truth of knowledge. Give all praise, Yahweh Shemir, Shabbat Shemir, Kakadash. Give all praise, Yahweh Shemir, Shabbat Shemir, Kakadash. We'll do relating to earthquakes, a little bit disasters, things that we're seeing happening all over the world pertaining to prophecy. Let's go to Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in different places, famines, pestilence, and fearful sights, great signs shall there be from the heavens. So you see in earthquakes, you had an earthquake that killed 2,000 plus relating to Morocco. You see in earthquakes, all diversity of earthquakes all over the world, different various respectful countries. So you see in great earthquakes shall be in different places that normally wouldn't have these certain things happen. Famines, shortages of different things, supplies and different things, pestilence, which goes to plagues, or moron, which goes to plagues, fearful sights and great signs shall there be from the heaven. So fearful sights, blood moons, different various blood moons, wolf moons, blue moons, red moons. That's parts of the signs before the coming of the sun, man, coming back, man. So the Lord, these are warnings and signs that the Lord is sending forth before the coming of his only begotten son. These are just precursors of warnings, man. And great earthquakes shall be in different places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights. Part of the fearful sights, these earthquakes, these variety of different types of, for example, fires, strange types of fires, different weather, strange, unusual weather patterns. So they are fearful sights, man. You know, a heat index, for example, over a period of pretty much majority of the summer, man. Hot. That's not normal, man. You know what I mean? So this is parts of those fearful signs, man. And great signs shall there be from the heavens. So these are signs that the Lord is sending forth before what? He sends his son. Mark 13 and 8. It's a little light out here. For the nation shall rise against nation. So you see in nations, powers of kingdoms rise against one another. And there shall be earthquakes in different places, those earthquakes. And there shall be famines and troubles. So much troubles, man. These are the beginnings of sorrows. Scripture talks about 2nd Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall happen in the latter times because they walk greatly in pride, man. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, man. Part of these miseries is the different types of calamities, earthquakes and different types of unusual pattern of events that's happening on earth, man. Revelations 11 and 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10 parts of the city fell. That 10 parts relates to those America, man. The 10 FEMA codes, man. They 10 parts. The 10 FEMA zones, which are in America, man. America represents that great city, man. Babylon, man. 10 FEMA zones, man. The great of the earthquakes will be through the missiles, man. Scripture talks about the sun is darkened, the moon loses her light, constellations, the earth moving like a drunkard to and fro, man. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. Scripture talks about in 1 hour thy judgment shall come, and relate to Revelations 18 and 7, man. In the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10 part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain men 7,000. The 7 goes to what? Completion. And the remnant were frightened and gave glory to the God of heaven, man. So that remnant is that small amount, man. Scripture says the righteous will be scarcely saved, man. There's going to be a lot of weird things happening relating to prophecy, man. That's why you seeing the things you're seeing on earth, man. Because we're in the latter times, man. Matthew 24 and 7. Let me go back 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So you're going to hear of gossip and rumors of wars, man. You're actually going to see wars. For example, Ukraine, Russia. You seeing these little skirmishes and proxy wars, man. So you're seeing the visions and the tensions between those nations, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, man. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Be not troubled, be not marveled, be not dismayed or perplexed. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So these things are part of what's been going on for a long time. The difference between previously is it wasn't as frequent, man. Now you're seeing more things happen more and more because we're getting closer and closer, man. The scripture says the birth pangs, man, for when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, man. So they're going to be in the mindset of peace and safety, man. But behind that form of optical illusion of mirage of peace and safety, there's evils behind that, scripture says, man. And they shall overlook the evils, man, even when, it's obvious, man. 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in different places. So all these things are going to happen, man, all over the world, in different places, various places all over the world, man. Number 8. All these are the beginnings of sorrow. Sorrows goes to mourning, lamenting, bad times, man. Knowing this in the last days, knowing this perilous time shall come in the end, man. I'm going to read it. Acts 16 and 26, and suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, so that let loose the ones who were locked up, man. The angel did that. And immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's band were loose. So symbolically, put it in a future tense, a great earthquake is going to shake the foundations that's rooted on this earth, man. You know what I mean? Specifically a place, various places. So it's going to shake the foundations, man. That's parts of what has to happen, man. Psalm 60 and 2. And thou hast, get it together. Thou hast made the earth to tremble. Thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. So the foundation that goes to that earthquake breaking the breaches, shaking it, moving the earth, the foundations out of course, man. You know what I mean? So, for example, that would be the earthquake, man. Great earthquake would be from the missiles, man. You know what I mean? That's going to cause a great earthquake. Them constellations, they're the missiles like stars falling, man. And the power of the thrust of the propulsion and stuff is gonna literally shake this place, the foundations out of course, man. Revelation 6 and 12, 14. Here we go. And beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, so dark, black. And the moon became as blood. That goes to that signs too, man. So the moon, the sackcloth, the sun loses its light, the moon comes blood, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as the fig tree casteth her untimely figs, and when she has shaken of the mighty wind. And those constellations are really, like I was saying, like the missiles being like the stars that are falling, man, and shaking that mighty wind. That's through the missiles, man. The thrust and the propulsion of the missiles, man. And the heaven departed as a scroll. And the scroll is like a roll, man. You know what I mean? Rolled together. For example, when an explosion like related to the nuclear, it runs that mushroom, like that mushroom shape, but in the scroll form, man. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of its place. So the earth and the foundations were like drunken to and fro, man. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So perilous times goes to bad, evil times, man. That's why you're seeing great miseries happen on the earth, because they what? Walk in great pride. That's the wicked and majority of the population of the people. That's why the Lord has allowed the visit the earth which he has made, man. The Lord is visiting the earth which he has made through these different evils. The Lord is known by the judgment he executes through sending these different plagues and different warnings and signs upon the people because of their pride, their wickedness, man. You know, the Lord is known by the what? Judgment he executes. 9:16 of Psalms, man. And form of that is different variety of judgments he's sending upon, man. You see in the state of condition on the earth, man. That's a good example, man. You know, I mean, look at what's happening in various respective countries all over the world relating to different types of storms, hurricanes, typhoons, fire, wildfires, earthquakes. That's just a part of it. That's just a part of the collection of different things that's being executed by the Lord, man. And yes, Esau has technology to do certain things, such as the Dew, which is the direct energy weapon. But ultimately, who's orchestrating above, controlling all these things is the Lord. Remember, the Lord controls both good and evil, man. Have evil happen in a city and the Lord have not done it? So if evil happens in the city, is the Lord behind it? Of course he is, man. Remember, the Lord is known by the judgment he executes, man. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of themselves. So men are going to be lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, covetous, wanting, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient, disrespectful, unthankful, unholy, man. Lovers of themselves, self-conceited, self-absorbed, narcissistic, without natural affection. Scripture talks about iniquity shall abound and the love of many shall wax cold. So that's that lack of affection, man. And in times to come, you're going to see that go into full effect, man. You've seen the precursors of that. Truce breakers, false accusers, ones who bear false witness, ones who gossiper, lying on slandering, different variety of things as part of it. Incontinent, fierce, incontinent, lacking self-control, not having no control, fierce, goes to savage, despiser of those that are good, man, against ones who are contrary to the popular belief, man, or to too popular as far as in society, man. Traitors. You're going to have betrayers, man. Heedy, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, man. So you're going to have ones knowing this, that those who love the world is an enmity to the Lord, man. You know what I mean? James 4:4, man. Let me get it. So lovers of more of themselves than of God, man. And that's majority of the population, man. You know what I mean? So majority of population are lovers of themselves, man. Ye adulterer and adulterers know that the friendship of the world is an enmity, which is an enemy of God. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Lord. So if you're a friend of this world, man, you're really enemy to the Lord, man. That was James 4:4. Go back to go to number 4. Go back to 2 Timothy's. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. For such turn away. So having the outward appearance of godliness, but really inwardly, it's like raven wolves, man. You're contrary to that, man. You know. They have the appearance of godliness outwardly of more of men than of God, man. For example, that would be these false prophets and these other entities, man, or of organizations. You know what I mean? Go to there was voices and thunder and lightning, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were on the earth. So mighty an earthquake, so great, and that's going to be the future, man. Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, the warnings in the sun, like I said, the blood moons, they were part of that warning, man. They part of that warning and sign. You've seen a variety of different moons that have been happening in the past few years and different things, man. Super moons, wolf moons, examples. They're warnings relating to that. There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distresses of nations, for perplexity, the sea, the waves roaring, man. So really complex times, man. You're going to see the distress of nations. That word distress. Distress of nations goes to extreme anxiety, sorrow, and pain, man.
Distress.
Extreme anxiety, sorrow, and pain. Suffering, anguish, pain, agony, ache. You're seeing that among the nations, among the kingdoms. Pretty much the land, man. You know, so this was a few scriptures relating to that. real quick. Isaiah 29:6. And thou shalt be visitor of the Lord of hosts, which is an army, with thunder, with earthquake, great noise, storms, tempest, flames of devouring fire, which goes to wildfires, different types of variety, respective storms, earthquakes. These are different elements that the Lord is sending, man, using as judgment, man. 28:2. Behold, the Lord have a mighty and strong one, which, as a tempest of hail and destroying storm. So that destroying storm, hail, power, different variety of storms, very strong storms, as a flood of mighty waters. That goes to that mighty floods of water. You see in floods in Hong Kong. There's what floods in Hong Kong. There was floods in Morocco, Africa area, South American countries, the Middle East, various areas in the Middle East, variety of countries, too many to really name, but you've seen a lot of floods, rushing water. So the scripture here, and behold, the Lord have a mighty and strong one, which, as a tempest of hail and destroying storm, and as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. So the Lord is sending these storms, these tempests, these winds, different variety of floods and different types of weather patterns on the earth, man. By his hand, by his hand, and by his power, man. Power of his hand. His hand is the might. You know what I mean? So this form, remember, the Lord is known by what? The judgment he executes, man. Which goes to diversity relating to his judgments, man. Diversity of judgment. The Lord is known by the judgment he executes. The Lord is beginning to visit the earth which he has made, man. Measured our time diligently in itself, man. So we measure according to what's going on in society, correlating with what? Scriptures, man. And that's the times we're in, man. This is something short. Hope it helps in some way. Zayah Wolf. Give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Rakagadas. Zayah Wolf Shalom.